TENET, there are three scenes that people are confused. Freeport in Oslo, Highway in Tallinn, and the final battle, Stalsk 12. This video is my analysis of the timeline in Freeport in Oslo, Norway. The Freeport scene is the first inversion scene except the opera tower in the beginning. I made it frame by frame to understand it easier. Why they want to intrude into the Freeport? There are two reasons. One, he want to remove the drawing. Why he want to remove it? Cause Sator holds it over her. So he want to destroy it to ask for making an arrangement with him. Why does Cat think it's in the Freeport? Freeport is a storage facility that he makes a trip 4 or 5 times. Freeports are important to him, so she guessed it's there. Why does he want to meet Sator? He has to stop Sator because he communicates with the future. Why does he have to stop him for communicating with the future? When the future gets the algorithm he sent, they'll invert the world and destroy the past for them, the present for us. TENET is the organization to prevent them from inverting the world. The other reason they want to intrude there is they could find some clues related to the future and the inverted things. Now I'm going to demonstrate the scenes frame by frame. Before we start, watch the inversion part of my TENET spoiler review to understand it easier. And before we start this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Mon Kingdom. Crash an airplane to fire the Freeport. Hold the breath. Open the door with his tool. The tool broken. Trying to open the door with the broken tool. Barely escape from the room. Find the big room. Unlock the door. Get help to unlock his door. Find the turnstile. Encounter inverted man. Neil also encounters non-inverted men. A pistol assembles itself and 3 bullets come back to the pistol. Neil follows non-inverted man. Stab his arm with a pen. Neil take off his mask. Wrestle outside of the room. Neil sees the face of non-inverted man. Neil let him go. They wrestle onto the vault. He aims the man. Neil stops him. Ask him who he is. The turbo engine observes the things around. Before it explodes for the overlord, the inverted man is absorbed into it. They pretend to pass out. Let's watch it consecutively. Now, count backward. The protagonist used their turnstile in Tallinn. Watch this video if you want to see what happened in Tallinn. After Tallinn, he woke up in the container from Oslo from the hypothermia by the gas explosion. I'm gonna split the frames from here. Their container is stopped outside of the port. Bleed on his arm. Go to the turnstile to invert. There's a reversed explosion, and the engine blows out the things around, and it pushes him out into the vault. Actually, in time forward, the engine absorbs the things around, and it pulls him in. See past himself. See past Neil. Stand up and wrestle onto the corridor. Wrestle onto the blue room. His wound recovers. Shoot 3 times. And disassemble the pistol. Enter the turnstile. Back to the Tom Ford and encounter Neil. Get chased by Neil. Past Neil takes his mask off. Past Neil sees him. Past Neil let him go. Go out and Neil sees him. When the protagonist wrestled with the past himself, the future himself was escaping in Tom Ford. So he was running backwards into the building in Tom backward. When they wrestled onto the blue room, Neil saw his face. When he stabbed his arm, Neil was taking off his mask in Tom Ford. So he was putting on his mask in Tom backward. And when he shot a gun, he was getting chased backwards by Neil. What was present Neil doing at the time? When Neil saw the protagonist push it into the vault, he was waiting. When the protagonist saw past himself, Neil saw him enter the building, which is getting out in Tom Ford. He knew what's happened inside, so he was waiting until it's empty. Neil gets into the building with Kat. In the building, he saw them going back to the vault they were locked in, which is escaping in Tom Ford. He got into the blue room, saw the bullet holes, and saw themselves get out of the turnstile. He inverted with Kat. They escaped. Let's watch it consecutively. I found a plot error in the movie. When the protagonist escaped from the building, it's Neil supposed to wait for him, not the protagonist. Let me show an example. There are 2 time backward persons at the turnstile. One inverts and back to the Tom Ford. And the other also inverts after. When the latter gets out of the turnstile, the latter sees the former who inverted first in Tom backward come out of it, because let's see it simultaneously. As you can see, the longer you stay in time backward, the more you go back to the past. So let's take a look at it frame by frame from the point of view of the latter. When the former gets in, he's back to the time forward, but the time of the latter is still traveling backwards, and the latter sees nothing in the red room after the former went into the turnstile, because the former appears at regular time -5, backward time 5, but before 4 time -6, and after backward time 6, he's nowhere in the latter's time, so the latter sees this. When the former comes out, the latter is already in the room. I realized when I analyzed Tenet after watching it 3 times. So in the 4th time, I checked when Neil inverted, and I saw him see the bullet holes before he inverted. So he inverted after the protagonist in time backward. So his time should be earlier than his time. But it was not a big deal in the movie. And also, the movie didn't show us clearly who waited first. See you in the next video.
Tennis. Last time it was no tennis.
Mon Kingdom.